Good morning, dear devotees and friends. Let us begin our Sunday talk on the Bhagavata. And we are studying the Uddhava Gita. It's a conversation between the great devotee Uddhava with Lord Krishna. And it was that particular situation when Lord Krishna was about to leave his body and go back to his divine abode. And that was the time when the Yodu, the Vamsha, the whole clan of the Yodus, they were killing themselves. All around the confusion, the people were not knowing what is happening, what is going to do. So at that time only, the Uddhava, the devotee, he came and met the Lord Krishna, and he was asking some question. So we have heard, those who are continuously following the class, you know it. Now we will continue the conversation between the Lord Krishna and the Uddhava, but before that, as usual, let us chant this mantra. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghabarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. Is the duality, the God is giving the description of the God. Many of you, those who know the Sanskrit, you know the meaning of it. It's a very famous sloka. It's a description of the Lord Vishnu. And how the Vishnu came, that also those who are regularly following the Bhagavata class, you know that. When the son brothers, the children of the Brahma, they wanted to know the secret of yoga, then the Lord, the Supreme Lord, he came in the form of a swan, and then ultimately he then declared, I am Vishnu. The Vishnu means all-pervading Lord, all-pervading consciousness. So this Vishnu, though he used the word Yajna, the Yajna means Vishnu, and Vishnu is all-pervading. So the conception that is only one and there is no two. But in the last two classes, I think, we were discussing the God and his miraculous power. So many miraculous power he was having. So obviously he was going on telling, if you do this, you will have this, and different type of power. In the beginning itself, the God himself told about the 8 different powers. Then Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Bashitva, Kamabasahita. And one can become a little, just like an atom, and also the immense figure, and he can become very light, and all this in attainment, success in everything, whatever he thinks, and capacity to influence and control anything and anybody, all. So Ishitva, Bashitva, all this power, it came. The God himself said, I have given this power. And majority of the people, those who are very big in the beginner in the spiritual life, they like this. They want this type of power, and they think they'll be happy in this worldly life. Of course, they'll be happy. But ultimate thing is not the joy, is not the happiness, is not the liberation. Why? Because with these powers, we are going to enjoy this world, something of this world. That's why they say those who are performing very good action, practicing severe austerities, but having some desire to get some power, they become the gods, like the Indra, Varuna, etc. The controller of the rain, controller of the nature, different. But after that again, they have to come down, come back to this human life on this earth. Again they have to analyze the whole thing. Whatever I wanted, whether that was good, that was all right? No. Because of the experience, they will say, no, it is not necessary. Even the king of gods, the Indra, he is also dissatisfied. He is also having the jealousy. And there are so many stories in the Puranas that anyone practicing austerity, Indra is afraid. Or maybe that ultimately he will try to get my position. The Indra always try in that way. There are so many stories. But that way, what is the benefit? So all this power that the God is trying to give. So only one thing that a true devotee, a true practitioner of the spirituality will always say, that I don't want anything of this. When Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna wanted to give this power to a young boy, Narendranath, he simply refused. No, I don't want all this. What I am going to do with this? So one who is studying the Bhagavata, one who is practicing spirituality, the goal should be fixed. And there should not be any ambiguity about the goal. And the goal is not the power. The goal is the peace, the happiness, joy that comes from within. The peace, that joy, the bliss doesn't depend on anything else, external thing. It is only within our mind, within our soul, that knowledge we should have. So that is the reason we are studying the scriptures. Every Sunday we are reading the scripture, so many different varieties we have already studied, and now we are going to almost complete the Bhagavata. And in the Bhagavata we find there are 8 direct powers bestowed by the God, and the yogis, when they are practicing spirituality, they also get another 10 powers. Not that the God is giving them, but in the process they get all these 10 powers. And power to control the hunger and thirst, and power to hear from distance, dura sravana, and power to transport body as swiftly as the mind, the power to assume any form, power to enter into anybody's body, anyone's body, parakaya pravesham, power to die according to one's own wish, shatchanda mrittuhu. So that is the way they go, and power to enjoy the recreation of gods, power to fulfill any wish, yatha sankalpa siddhi, power to see anything from distance, dura darshanam. That's why in India the TV, its name is Dura Darshana. The Dura Darshana means from distance you can see. And power to command anyone, anywhere, without fail. So we find this type of power that manifests, and we find that is in the Lord Jesus' life. He asked the Nazareth to come out from the death, and the Nazareth came. This is possible. Then some 5 petty powers that also we discussed. Power to know the past, present and future, trikalagya, and power to avoid the effect of heat and cold, power to read others' thoughts, parachittadi abhiggata, power to stop the effect of fire, sun poison. The Prahlad, the Mirabai, in their life we find they were given all this and nothing happened to them. Power to remain free from others' influence. So Aparajaya. So these are all the powers that we studied last time in that 15th chapter of the Bhagavata, 11th book, 15th chapter of the Bhagavata. Whole chapter is dedicated to tell you all these different type of powers. And when that was said, the Lord ultimately said, these are nothing. In fact, the only 1% we can say of my being, my power is manifest in this way. Then what the Lord will be? Only out of 100, only 1, and that is so much power. Then if we get God, then what will happen? That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, don't waste your time trying to acquire the power. There is a description, we didn't read that, but I suggested if you are interested, you can go to those pages of the Bhagavata, that if you are practicing this method, then this power will come. If you are practicing in this way, that power will come. Those who are interested to get the power, they can try. Now, ultimately what the God said, that is interesting, because we are the spiritual seeker. What is that spirituality? Spirituality is the bliss, divine bliss. And how to get the divine bliss? Understanding a knowledge, acquiring a knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Knowledge of oneness. It cannot be many. So whenever we are thinking about the God's power, Vibhuti, in Sanskrit they say, the Vibhuti, the God's power, the divine power, is manifesting in so many different ways, but they are not true. Why? God has created through His power of Maya. It cannot be true, it cannot be permanent. And if it is not permanent, why should we go after that? So always the true gurus, they advise us not to go after the power, never care for the power. You have to understand the God. And God is manifesting in different forms, in different ways. So here we find that the Lord is telling in this way that in the 31st verse, Upashakasya Mamivam Yoga Dharanaya Mune Siddhaya Purvakatita Upatishtanti Asheshataha. To the spiritual aspirant who worship me through concentration, acquire all siddhis, all of these supernatural power. So all this power, if we want to get that, if anyone interested to get those power, then what the simplest way? One power, if you want to acquire, then there is a process that you have to meditate in this way, that way, etc. But if you want to have the whole thing, so you have to realize that Supreme God. So that he says, Upashakasya Mamibam Yoga Dharanaya, that they should realize me. Otherwise, you have to go individual. Same God you will worship, but small fraction. How to realize the God? Worships me through concentration. That's all. Me, the Lord, the God, through concentration. Who is this me? The all-pervading consciousness. And if we are not able to concentrate our mind without any form, so to have the form, Lord Vishnu, Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari, that image he showed to the Munis, to the Rishis, to the thinkers, the holy minds, at the four-hand beautiful form of the Supreme God. And if you can concentrate on that, and maybe you are not able to visualize, okay, then we can go to Sri Ramachandra, who is also the Vishnu in the human form, or Sri Krishna, who is giving us the teaching, the same Vishnu in the human form, Sri Ramakrishna, same Vishnu in the human form. So whatever it may be, the me includes all these great manifestation of the Lord Vishnu himself. So it gives us the very easy way to concentrate our mind, because we get a person before us and he is talking, he is moving, he is performing many things. So obviously it becomes very easy for us to imagine, oh, this is this. So for us, we are the followers of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we always like to listen to his talks, and we read his biography, his life, and we get inspiration. We can imagine that he is moving in this place and he is practicing austerity in Dakshineshwar. Our mind goes in that. So concentrating the mind on me, the God, maybe with form, without form, whatever you think is good for you. So by that way, if we can concentrate. And what does it mean by concentration? Concentration means not thinking any other thing. And that is the problem. Because not only in this life, so many impressions we are having. The more we grow older, the more the memories come back. Oh, I did that, I was there, this people, that people, all memories crowd inside the mind. And apart from that, as because I have utilized this mind for many different things, it has already become so naughty, so out of control. Now if you say, hey, come and sit over here and concentrate, it's not going to listen. So it is a very hard task. But nothing wrong in trying. So slowly we can withdraw. And how to withdraw? There are different processes. The first thing, if I cannot forget these things all around the people, my relatives, my family, my friends, my nation, my country, to transform that as the manifestation of God, and that is the easiest way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna suggested. The one lady came to him and she said, Sir, you asked me to concentrate my mind on Krishna, but I love my niece, and so much so, whenever I close my eyes, that face comes before me. Sri Ramakrishna said, it is good. The nephew or the niece, if you love, okay, no problem. Think that is your God. And by that way, only withdraw your mind from other objects. Just point. Sometimes they say, just think of a flame, of a lamp. A lamp, then it is the flame, and concentrate on the flame. This, by that way also. Analyzing your mind, watching your mind, varieties of suggestions are there. So by that way only we have to withdraw the mind from different objects and then concentrate it. The moment the concentration developed, then put that concentrated one-pointed mind to God. And when that God, how to put that in God? And the Dvaitavadin, dualist, will give you a great help. They will say, imagine all the good qualities the God is having. And imagine, and you are imbibing those qualities within you. And by that way also you are concentrating. So, upashakasya mamevam yoga dharanaya mune siddhaya purvakatita. Whatever I have said before, all those supernatural power will come to that person who is trying to concentrate his mind on me. And then he said, because I am the Lord of all that, how they will get the power? By concentrating on me. Sometimes some people will say it is me means Krishna alone. There is little narrowness. It is not me, only Krishna. It is the manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Krishna in one form, Rama in one form, and different forms he has manifested. The same God, same power, manifesting in different form, different time, and different people. And here, as because we are reading the Bhagavata, the conversation between the Lord Krishna and the Uddhava, and Lord Krishna, the me, we can think of Lord Krishna. But if it is the only Krishna, no, that will be a narrowness. It may be other gods also, but that is a different thing. God is supreme power. He can manifest, God can manifest in different form. We cannot say that now God cannot manifest anywhere except Krishna. That be blasphemy. We are thinking God doesn't have the power to manifest in other forms. No, that cannot be. So the Krishna, and he says, Sarvasam api siddhanam hetu pariraham prabhuhu aham yogasya samkasya dharmasya brahmavadinam. We have studied that. The last verse of the 15th chapter, 35, 5th verse. It says, I am the Lord of the powers, for I am their cause and maintainer. I am also the Lord of yoga, of knowledge, of religion, and of the teachers of Brahma. So this everything that you see is nothing but me. I taught them, I manifested them, I am sustaining them. Everything I am doing. So why you should unnecessarily go for only one little power that I have manifested and not come to me? That will be a great mistake. The king is having everything, a huge kingdom. And in different parts of the kingdom, different type of things are there. So if you go and think, oh, this is the only thing, one castle, oh, that is wonderful, overlooking the sea, I only love this. That's the only part of that. But if you go to the king, and you can have everything that the king is having, that is the idea. So here we find the statement the Uddhava said, when he said, I am the yoga, I am the power, I am controlling everything. Actually, only I am there and nothing else. Uddhava is a very intelligent person. He immediately asked the question, you said that you have manifested in different forms. Now, can you please tell me in which form one should worship you? In which form one should worship you? Is there only one form? So that they can go and worship that? Here we find Krishna, as he said in the question of the, Krishna remembered Arjuna. He said, as you are asking this question, the same question Arjuna also asked, and I am going to give you the same answer. What is that answer? Friends, I am not going to read all those. The same, the Gita, he says, whatever, wherever you see the greatest thing, that is me. I am the Himalaya. Of all the mountains that you see around, I am the Himalaya. Among all the horses, I am this. All the elephants, I am this. You know, in Bhagavad Gita. So he went on describing. Yeshu yeshu cha bhaveshu bhakta tvam parama rishayah upasina prapaddante sansiddhim tad badashyame. Now we started the 16th chapter. 11th book, 16th chapter. I am quoting from the verse 3. Here the Uddhava is asking, can you please tell me, is there any particular form or some other forms, so that the devotees can concentrate on that, worship that, and they will get the quick result. Quick result is the realization of you, the God, the Supreme. Is there anything? Krishna didn't mention a single. He said, wherever you see the Vibhuti, everything is nothing but me. Hearing this Uddhava's request, the Lord Krishna, as I was telling, he remembered another devotee, Arjuna. And there also he said this. Those who are interested, they can read the whole 16th chapter, and they can find almost the same words as he has said in the Bhagavad Gita. He said, and then in the 38th verse, Lord denied all duality. That is important. So I will take you to that particular part, the 38th verse of the 16th chapter. Here he is denying all the dualities. Maya Ishwarena Jivena Gunena Gunina Bina Sarvatmana Api Sarvena Na Bhava Vidyate Kachit. In a very simple way he is mentioning, I alone manifest as the Ishvara and also the Jiva. This is Hinduism. Again and again the Hindu will take you to this particular position where he will say God and also his manifestation are nothing but the one. That's why when the Swami Vivekananda, he was introducing Karma Yoga in this modern age, he said those who are serving the jivas, the individual souls, they are actually worshipping the God. Jive prem kare jai jan, shei jan sheviche ishar. Those who are serving the manifested beings. So this is from the Bhagavata. And Bhagavata says very clearly in that to give the answer to Uddhava, Lord Krishna is telling, I alone manifest as Ishvara. So he manifests as Ishvara. This is the very important point we should remember. The God is not the Ishvara. As he manifests in the Jiva, he manifests in the Ishvara. Then what is this Ishvara? Ishvara, God's one power. Without power, without the guna, when the God is there, unmanifested, he is Brahman. And when he is manifesting, working, and according to Sri Ramakrishna is Kali. And maybe in whatever. But one, the same God without action, and same God with action. And when that same Supreme Being, instead of telling the God, it is better to say Supreme Being, taking the form of God, that is Ishvara, and same Ishvara is also Jiva. Taking this point, the Vedantins, they will say, I and the God are one. As the Lord Jesus said, I quoted him. I and the Father in heaven are one. I and that Lord, the Ishvara, are one. Why? Because both are being created by that supreme consciousness. So there are some processes the Vedantins they always use. So by that way one can reach over there. Here in the Bhagavata, in the 16th chapter, in the 11th book, 38th verse, also supporting the same thing. Maya Ishwarena Jivena. I am the Ishvara and again I am the Jiva. And we always go to Ishvara. We always go to God. Ishvara means God. That Supreme Being manifested in that form, and he is working through his power, the Shatta, Raja, Tama, and we call it Maya. The Vedantin, they call it Maya. He is working like that. We, the Jivas, we go and pray before that Ishvara. Because we are individual and that is the sum total. So we go to him to pray, the Ishvara. And the Advaitavadin, Kevala Advaita, they will say, why you should go and pray? Because the Ishvara and me are not different. So they will say like that. Here, Lord is accepting that the Ishvara and the Jiva are the same. Quality and the truth. Gunena, Gunina. So Guna, Guns means Satta Rajatama. And Gunina, one who is utilizing those. So quality and the truth, that is also me. As indwelling spirit and the bodies. Sarvatmana api sarvena. Sarvena, all these bodies that you see, different names and forms, inside the indwelling, the spirit, that Atman, that is also me. Body is also me, and also indwelling Atman also me. So that is the wonderful Vedanta in Bhagavatam. The complete Vedanta says there cannot be two, existence of two. It is only one. And that one has manifested. The light and the darkness. Though the light and the darkness is completely different entities, it cannot be together. But that both, the light and the darkness, is from the God. To give an example, a good person and a bad person, good qualities and the bad qualities, all are from the same. So that is the God, and he says, the sarvatmana api sarvena na bhavo vidyate kachit. So that you must, without me nothing remains. That's why the Lord Jesus, he said, hate the sin, not the sinner. In the Bible, hate the sin, the activity that you are doing that is creating problem for the others, so that you should not do. That is the sin. The whatever, any work or thought that we do, if that is hurting others, that is sin. And whatever we are thinking and performing, if it is helping others, that is punya, the purity. So this way we can say that give up the action, but the person who is now bad can become good. The person you see good now, God forbid, can become bad. Anything may happen because both are God's manifestation. He just changed the position. So that is the reason constantly we have to go and hold that Supreme Lord, the God. Don't put me into your play. Take me away. Maya ishsharena jivena gunena gunina bina sarvatmana api sarvena na bhavo vidyate kachit. So obviously, except me, there remains nothing. To impress this profundity of his divine creation, the Lord said once again in the verse 36, it says, maybe it is possible to count the atoms. Is very wonderfully it has been expressed. The atoms, the trillions and trillions of atom, the sankhyanam paramanunam, the numbers of the paramanu, the atoms, maybe it is possible for someone to count, but it is impossible to keep record of my countless creation. There's so many creation after creation. Many people, they always go for that. We have to know this, where from this has come, where from. It is impossible to know. It's good for the scientists to go on discovering, but it is countless. impossible to end it. Constant is going on and on and on, creation. And therefore Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said in a very nice way, you have come over here to eat mango. Eat mango. Why you are wasting your time by counting the figs and the branches and the leaves? You are going on counting how many leaves in this mango tree. It will go days for that. It is better. This is the time for the mango. Don't waste time. So we go and eat mango. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is giving the hint, one should not waste his energy by doing the triple things like this. Rather, he should take the juice. What is that? God. Through the whole 16th chapter dedicated to explain and narrate the divine power of the Lord, but at the end he said, these powers are all manifestation of the mind, not real. So this is the point. At the concluding, the 41 verse of the 16th chapter, though the whole chapter was dedicated for, but giving the complete description of the supernatural power, the divine power of God, the finally the same God is mentioning. So this is the great teacher. Just like our teachers, they will say, see, these are not the right answers and these are the right answers. I am going to ask you some question. I am teaching you this subject. I am going to ask you the question and I am telling you these are the right answers, not others. Even after that, if we go for the wrong thing, even the teacher cannot make us pass that class. Obviously, this is the thing. We have to understand. Etaste kirtita sarva shanshepena vibhutayaha manobikaram evaite yatha vacha vidhiyate. In a different way as we speak, like that, vacha vidhiyate, in different forms, we are going on telling different things, same way. But it is not true. It is completely mono bikaram. Just you are thinking you are having that power. What you are going to do with that? What power you can have? Nothing. That's why sometimes you will find some of the great people, they become very popular among the devotees, because the moment they are touching, something is happening. The moment they are doing these, so people run after them and they also become very happy. I am having so many followers, and among them there are some great followers. So one after another. If you can remember, I am not going to name, there's so many. They came and they surfaced for some time and then went out in oblivion. No one remembered them. So this is the way we end up. That particular person, he acquired some power through spiritual austerity. But before reaching the goal, he slipped down. So one should not try to acquire the God's power. One should put his whole body, mind and soul to realize the God, not the God's power. That is the idea. It says, etaste kirtita sarva, kirtita. All the power that we have heard is sarva, everything. Shanshepena vibhutayaha, all the vibhutis, all the miracles, miraculous power that I have said, and shanshepena, and in a very small way, very, not elaborately, all monobikaram. These are all as the minds, so one should not try. Being a true teacher, Sri Krishna then taught the secret of the spirituality, the success in realizing the spiritual goal. So this is the beauty of the teachers, our masters, the great avatars. They come, they say these are the things are there. I'm not denying. This world is there, and this world is very attractive. I have created that. My creation, the attractions, the terrible attractions are there. And naturally, and we can feel the moment a boy or a girl reaches the age, maybe 15, 16, terrible changes. And everything they go on only concentrating on the body, central on the body. They are thinking they are so intelligent, so clever, making friendship with this, friendship with that. And then ultimately when they become old and they find some time to ponder whatever they have done, then they will go on beating their head and say, oh my God, what I have done? Nothing. So that's why the one should start understanding religion, practice religion when they are very young. And sometimes some people, they say, no, religion for the elder people. No, exactly opposite. It should be from the very young age. Why? They should understand what is dharma. And in the traditional way, in the Hindu society, they give that dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma means understand the truth, understand the reality, and understanding that, at least intellectual understanding should be there, and then keeping that in your mind, go in the world, go in the field, and then only you can save yourself. Or otherwise, if you go continuously to satisfy your body, you are going to suffer. So that way, how to overcome, how to conquer, the Lord Krishna is advising us. Vacham yaccha, mano yaccha, yaccha pranam, yaccha indriyani cha, atmanam atmana yaccha na bhuya kalpase adhane. Yaccha means control, yaccha. Vacham yaccha, control your tongue, control your words. Because when you go on talking, we go and we say so many things. And by that way, we tell the not truth. Just because we are going on telling something, so we can't control our speech. So, vacham yaccha, the first thing, you have to control your speech. Some people are good people. Just because they are talkative, they can't concentrate their mind on God. That is the thing. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also telling that you should be very calm and composed. Don't talk. Ma Sharadamani Devi, she also said, in that locality, you should know what is where, who is who, everything you should know. But don't talk. The control of the tongue, that is very, very important training. And here we find in the 16th chapter, 42 words, Lord Sri Krishna is asking, control your tongue. In the Tantra, we see the image of goddess Kali. The Kali is biting her tongue. It is also the same thing. Why she is biting the tongue? Some people will say, oh, out of modesty, because she was standing on her husband. So when she came to know about that, she became very ashamed, and as a symbol of that, mainly the girls, they bite their tongue to show that they are ashamed. But it is not. The actual thing is controlling your tongue. And controlling tongue means not only the words, but also the food. The minimum food that is necessary for your body, that also you should take, the control of the tongue. And then, because that is the main thing, the test, people become mad in that. Control the tongue. And also should not say what you are not supposed to say. That is the control of your mind. Mano yaccha. Then comes the next. Control the whole mind. And the mind is the main thoughts. They are all coming over there, control over there. Your eyes are bringing some information. Oh, it's a beautiful thing over there. Do you like to go and see? Your mind says no. Your ear is bringing some beautiful music, the sound. Your mind will say no, I am not going to waste my time over there. The smell, the touch, the taste, mind say no, no to all this. So that is the way you have to. One of our Swamiji, for a funny thing, one of our Swamiji was telling the only exercise that the diabetic people should do to go on putting their head both sides. No, 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 no. No food, no this, no that. Whenever the food comes, that way you have to say no to the world. Whatever comes. Mano yacha. Yacha pranan, yacha indriyani. That means total control. What is the prana? The breathing. And what is the breathing is doing? Because you have to meditate. When you are excited, you are very quickly breathing. When you are angry and when you are going to fight, when you are going to work, or to say taking the exercise, running, that breathing becomes fast. You have to control. By controlling the prana, yacha pranan, this word the Lord said, you should meditate, you should control. And yacha indriyani cha. Ultimately, all the five sense organs, all those organs you should control. Not only that, Atmanam Atmana Yacha. The two Atmana. In the Bhagavad Gita, the same Lord Krishna said, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam na Atma Avasadayet. You have to inspire your mind with your mind. Don't become frustrated ever. Whatever things happen, go on telling, oh, this is God's play, nothing is going to happen to me. I am God's child. I am sitting on the lap of the God, nothing has happened to me. I am not affected by all these things that is happening all around. And if you go on thinking like that, as the children sitting on the lap of the mother, and very happily sitting over there and observing the things that is going around, same way we have to sit on the lap of the Divine Mother, and we have to say, Mother, hold me, don't let me go out, and be safe. And that is the control. Atmanam Atmana Gaccha. Our lower mind, our lower thoughts, they will go on pulling you to go to the world, and you have to go on telling that those thoughts are not mine. I am not going to listen to it. These are the secrets. How to develop in spirituality is only we, and no one can help. Even the Supreme Lord, like Lord Krishna, when he is giving the advices, if we don't practice it, then who will help? We have to do it. Atmanam Atmana Yacha. The lower mind should be controlled with the higher mind. Na bhuya kalpase adhane. Then what happens if we can do it? The control, complete control, then you are going beyond the circle of birth and death. And that is the ultimate goal of the spiritual life. We take this body, we take the birth. Why? Because of the desire. Now when we are withdrawing the whole senses, there is no desire. No desire to see, no desire to listen, no desire to talk. So complete withdrawn. Then ultimately you will go to God only. And if we go to God, the source, then all this game, this play are over. So you are completely free. These spiritual practices are most important for the aspirants. The Lord therefore repeated these advice again by saying in the 44th verse, Tasmat bacha mana pranan niyachet matparayanaha. Tasmat, therefore, if you have understood me, if you heard me well, if you have developed the desire to be free from the bondage of birth and death, then what you should do, tasmat, bacha mana pranan niyachet. You should control your speech, mind and senses. We should talk, not that we should not talk, but the bacha here, unnecessary rubbish thing we are going on talking most of the time. Whenever we go in a party, in a group of people, what we actually discuss? All nonsense, all this, that, this has no value. So there you should control. You need not to waste your energy by talking on that. Rather go on repeating the name of God. So that is the control of the bacha. And mana, prana, that's just now we explained, we were discussing on that. The total mind and the prana, the breathing, a vital energy, we should control. And then matparayana. Where you are going to give your mind, you become my devotee, matparayana. The love of God, that helps. Because there is someone whom we can go, we can talk, we can pray, we can fight with him. The God is there, just like our father and mother. As a children, we can go to the father and mother, we can argue with them, we can demand. So matparayana, it doesn't mean that constantly you have to go on telling, oh God, how good you are, etc. Not like that. Just have that. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is advising us. Why should I have to tell all the time, oh God, thank you, you have given my daily bread, you have given my this and that. God is our creator. He is our father and mother. It is his responsibility to feed us, to look after us, to see that we are living in good. And if the God is not doing, we have every right to go and fight with. And that is called love for God. We cannot go to fight with the neighbors, but we can go and show our anger to our mother and father. Why? Because we believe that they are so close to me, they will understand me. They will feel why I am talking like this, why I am behaving like this. Their love, their compassion will surely come on me. So that is the way we have to think. Mad bhakti yuktaya buddhya tata parisamapati. And through your devotion to me, to God, you will complete your journey in the spiritual world. The journey towards the spiritual world, the end of the spiritual world is this. We like to realize God. We like to know God. We imagine so many different ways. One should not do that. Only thing, whatever has been advised to do, go on following that. That's all. And what are the advices? Control your mind, your senses, and then withdraw it and give it to the God. By that way, you will be free. The pure mind Uddhava, he understood that Lord Krishna would leave his mortal body soon. He could understand that Lord is decided, he will go. So hence wanted to know the spiritual responsibilities of different categories of people. So different categories of people. So what are the different categories of people? You know that in the Indian society they have divided in 4 different groups: Brahmacharya, Garastha, Banaprastha, Sannyasa. And the Uddhava understood that if the Lord is not giving the instruction for them, then obviously who else can give? Uddhava was a great devotee of Sri Krishna, and when he felt that he is leaving, it happened to the disciples of the Lord Buddha also. When the Buddha was almost in his deathbed, and the Ananda, his beloved disciple, he came and said, Lord, please say something to us so that we can follow. So otherwise, what we will follow? Then the Buddha told him, Atma Deepo Bhava, be your own teacher. Your light, your mind will show the path. Let your mind be the light. So that is the Atma Deepo Bhava. Here also the Uddhava is coming and he is asking the Lord, you have advised to put our minds with devotion to you. But some do work but without devotion. We have noticed the people are working without devotion. What will happen to them? Moreover, there are different types of duties in human society. How by following their own responsibility, swadharma, that is the word the Uddhava used, they will develop devotion to you and achieve liberation? Uddhava, I will quote from here, it is 11 chapter, it is 17 chapter, 11 book, 17 chapter, verse number 6. Karta abhitra pravakta cha bhavata madhusudana. So whenever he is going to ask some question, he is giving the example why I am asking the question. Because you are the Kartra, abhitra, pravakta cha bhavata madhusudana. Sri Krishna, as the Madhusudana Uddhava said, you are the only originator, Karta. You are the defender, abhitra, and you are the expounder of dharma, pravakta cha, and the expounder of dharma. Our planning to leave, and you are planning to leave this world soon, then religion will also die with you, O Lord. Who, O Lord, will then prabhakshati advise us, guide us? So he is asking the Lord to guide. Friends, we will conclude over here, and in our next class we will see how the Lord, the Sri Krishna, he is guiding our people, and he will give all the swadharma, what a brahmachari should do, what a grihi should do, what the banaprasthi should do, and the sannyasi should do, the very interesting way. We will go through that in our next class.
So there are lots of questions. Should we start now?
Yeah.
The first question is from Srima Viswas. Srima Viswas is asking, in Samadhi, what is the meaning of both hand sign of Thakur?
Oh, acha. You are talking about the Sri Ramakrishna standing in the Samadhi. So that picture you can show if it is possible, then we can explain. That's a good question, but not connected with our study today. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he went into Samadhi, and in that position you can see that he is standing, the left hand near his heart and the right hand showing above the two fingers. It may be that the two finger, one is the Ishvara, another is Jiva, they, though apparently they look as two, but in reality they are one. If you have that knowledge, the Jiva and the Ishvara are one, and you develop the knowledge of the oneness, then your heart becomes full with joy, with bliss. So when he is holding like the left hand, that is the sign of bliss, as if he is holding a full cup of the bliss in his hand. So that is the explanation we heard from our senior Swamis. And somewhere I read that there's a great dancer in India. He was asked, because in dancing they'll be showing, particularly Bharatanatyam, the eye and the finger, hand, the different way, the symbols, by that way they express many things. When they are moving their hands like this, that means that the water, the waves like that. So he also said that this is the symbol of joy. When a dancer is holding the left hand near the chest, that means it is the sign of joy. And the right hand, of course, we can say it is not two, it is one. Apparently it looks that the jiva and the Ishvara are different, but in reality it is one. Thank you.
The second question is from Kalyani Jena. Kalyani Jena. How mantra counting be done as said by you, 10,000 per day?
Mantra counting, see, if you are, I don't know from whom you have taken the initiation, but normally the Ramakrishna mission tradition, the mantras, if you it takes 20 minutes to complete 1,000 time. So you can count like that. In 1 hour you can count 3,000. So by that way 10,000 you can, so the 2 hours means 6,000. So that way you can count. The mantra counting will be possible by that way.
The next question is from Shaunik Roy. Shaunik is asking, is Advaita being preferred over dualistic approach?
That depends on you, Shaunik. The Advaita and the dualistic approach, they take to the same goal. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, Ramakrishna said that, and it depends on your taste. If you like to practice the Jnana Margi, then though it is very, very difficult, but it is possible. But when you are working in the office, your mind is constantly thinking in something else in the world, and you are in the family life, so obviously your family means you have to be responsible for so many things. It's difficult for them, very difficult for them to practice the Jnana Marg. For them, the bhakti, the duality is good.
The next question is from Rajdeep Dhar. Rajdeep is asking, Maharaj, although it is not related, I wish to know the difference between Brahman, Avatar and Jiva in the context of Advaita Vedanta.
Brahman, Avatar and the Jiva. According to the Advaita Vedanta, there is no Jiva or Avatar. The pure Advaita, Kevala Advaita, no. There is no other manifestation. They will say, the Gaudapada, he says, no, there is nothing. Unnecessarily you are thinking. And Ashtavakra Samhita, maybe that there are, in the YouTube you can find that I have given the whole Ashtavakra and continuing. So you can hear from them that nothing is there. So completely non-dualistic approach of Advaita, Kevala Advaita, no, there is no Avatara. But from the dualistic point of view, then there is Avatara, because God can take different form. So Avatara, they are not the ordinary jivas. They come to save the jivas. The jivas are individual soul, and they are also having the good qualities, the divine qualities, but at the same time they are mesmerized with the maya, attraction of these worldly things. So the God comes and like a loving mother put us on the same right track and say, don't go to this and that, go straight and come back to me. So that is the way you can think.
The next question is from Ananya Roy. Ananya is asking, what should be our attitude to somebody who hurts or humiliates us? Should we bear silently? Also, what does japa means? Is it repeating God's name?
So two questions, Ananya. So you are asking that how one should behave when to someone who is hurting. So another, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that when you are in the samsara, so you have to protect yourself. And he said you must hiss, but you should not bite. That is the way. If you go on quietly accepting whatever that person is doing or the people are doing, So they will go on doing like that. So you have to hiss. If you read the story of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you will get it more clear. So you should show in such a way that if necessary, you can fight back, you can hurt them back. But at the same time, you should pray for them, because their mind is deluded. They are getting joy by giving pain to you. So obviously, you should not behave like them. Rather, you are showing apparently that you are a very strong person and you can fight back, but internally go on praying for them. Oh God, give them some positive idea, positive view, or remove them from my life. This you can pray. And the second question, taking the name of God is japa. You can take any name and you can count, but it is better to take the name from a guru, so that the guru will guide you how one should do. And this a guru means in the Ramakrishna mission or in the Sarada mission, if you go, you can get that guru, and the guru will give you God's name, but that has a different word, and that is very important. I cannot tell you here, and that is important. With that word which comes down from the Guru Parampara, from the lineage of the Gurus, that helps. But this answer will be simple. Repeating the name of God is japa.
The next question is from Milan Chattopadhyay. Milan Babu is asking how 4 yogas, Bhakti, Karma, Jnana and Raja, are related to each other. Please explain.
All are, if you see that in the Jnana Yoga, what you are doing, you are withdrawing the senses, from the sense objects and the sense organs you are controlling. You are acting. Now, naturally, that is the work that you are doing. Maybe you are not going to feed the poor, but you are fighting with your own senses, and great activity goes on by that way, and that is the yoga and also karma. And then you are having a great faith on the self, or the Brahman, or the God. That is devotion. The same way, all the 4. In the devotional way, you are also having that activity. You are pasting the sandalwood and plucking the flower to give it to God, or cooking for God, or bathing to go to a temple. All activities. Singing bhajan, taking the name of God, all activities, karma. So devotion and karma. Then you go and then forget all the people around and go and look at the eyes of the God and pray to God, please look at me. So that is also the meditation. So these always go, why should I go to God? That is jnana. When you are discriminating, when you are judging, that is the jnana. So in every steps you will find all the 4s are come together, and that is the reason Swami Vivekananda, he gave the Ramakrishna mission the symbol of all the 4 yogas. The Ramakrishna mission we follow, practice all the 4 yogas in the same way. But some Swami or some devotee may be interested in jnana or bhakti or karma or the yoga. They may give much attention to that, but all the 4 yogas we are supposed to practice. And if you analyze the symbol of the Ramakrishna mission, and that is the combination of all the 4 yogas.
The next question is from Tanya Goa. Tanya is asking, Pranam Swamiji, I am so happy to hear you. My question is how to develop selfless love for God. How will I know if I have developed selfless love for Him?
Oh, good question, Tanya. Selfless love for God, how to develop? So the practice makes a person perfect. So you have to practice. How you will practice? Simply all the time you have to go on praying to God and say, I only want you and nothing else. I don't want success in my life. I don't want anything, any comfort in my life. I only want you, oh my God. So if you go on practicing, that practice will make you the perfect. But for that, two things are necessary. One is the complete faith in the existence of God. The God is there. Though I cannot see God, I cannot touch God, I cannot hear God, but 100% I believe there is God. So then you are praying, then you are doing everything, you are cooking a good food and offering to God and say, please taste it and be happy. But you need not to bless me. And if you like to bless me, appear before me. So like that, constantly in everything, if you can do, the first is the tremendous faith in the existence of God, that is called Shraddha. The Shraddha, and then second is Dhairya, the constant, because after 3 days, 4 days, 7 days, 2 months, you will feel tired. Oh, what I am doing. So you need something tangible, no? Because of the Shraddha, God is there, though I can't see, but that God is listening to me, He is looking at me, He is seeing me. With that faith, continuously you have to go on praying, praying and praying. So that mental strength is necessary to reach to this ultimate, that pure love for God.
So the last question is from Java Konar. Talking less, will people judge me?
This is not Java. Talking less, will people judge you? Is not very clear to me.
No, will people judge me if I don't talk?
They let them talk, that is, that let them judge, but not that you are not talking, but that those talks which are fruitful, beneficial, that only you should do. If you have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, he went along with Mathur Babu to Kashi, and Mathur Babu was a jamindar, was a landlord. Wherever they go, they will have the friends like that, and they were discussing about the business. If we purchase paddy from here and it is cheap, then we can sell it in the Bengal. So all this business talk was going on. Sri Ramakrishna started crying, Mother, where you have brought me? And these people are constantly talking about the money. So I was so happy when I was in Dakshineshwar. So you have to decide that what type of talk you should have. If you are sincere about God realization, the major time you should talk to God or listen to God, or if you have a good friend and a company, then discuss about the God or some passages that you have read from a scripture, then you can discuss among your friends. So that is called the Bhaka Sangyama. Not that constantly they are keeping mum, not that. Not talking of the worldly things, but suppose you have gone to market to purchase, and you purchase potato, tomato, you have to talk to the seller, hey, how much it cost. So be practical. When we say the Bhak Sangyam, it doesn't mean that you have to be mum all the time, but control your tongue so that it is not telling unnecessary things. I think that much.
Questions are complete now. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are good questions, and I thank all of those, and particularly you are listening very seriously, and I thank you for that. Let us conclude with this mantra. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Dibbhai Stabai Vedai Sangha Padakramo Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti yam yogina yasyantam na vidu sura suragana devaya tasmai namah. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Peace, peace, peace unto all.